Good evening, everybody. I am very excited to be back here on Rebels Compass and have these two beautiful souls with me. So we have Rachel Jewell and Carrie Gray, who are the owners, mother and daughter of the Harmonic Egg. Now, you may have heard about the Harmonic Egg. You may have even seen a couple of videos out there, and one that I did several weeks ago about the Harmonic Egg. But I've been really excited to have these two beautiful souls on to find out a little bit more information about the Harmonic Egg, how they came about the Harmonic Egg, and what healing benefits that it has for you when you choose to go for a harmonic session. So good evening. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So I know, like I said, your mother and daughter, and
We look
clearly
alike.
you both had a life between, or a life before the Harmonic Egg.
Mhm.
So how did the Harmonic Egg end up coming into your life? Who wants to start that?
Okay, I'll start. I'm a manual osteopath, and I was a massage therapist as well, living in Peterborough. And a couple of years ago, I started shifting because I have an interest in music. I started shifting towards sound healing. I had an interest in that as well. I ended up buying the Spooky 2 and also getting something called a Quantify,
Yeah.
both for frequency healing. And then I ended up watching Gaia, and Gail Lynn, the inventor, was on being interviewed by Regina Meredith. And it was so interesting listening to her talk. So as soon as I watched that, I ended up booking a session for the one coming to Canada, which came, I think it was 2021 in the fall, in August, and I booked a session. And I found out that Rachel had actually watched the same Gaia program because we were living in separate cities, and she wanted to go as well. So we both ended up going. And her coming from music, etc., you know. So it only took one or two sessions for both of us to be like, okay, this is where we need to be. We need to be doing this. Yeah, it's pretty cool work. Very, very interesting work.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you get guided to something like that and when it just drops in your lap. I know that has happened to me on multiples of occasions of my life when I've gone, oh, I'd really like to do this. And then 2 days later, it drops into my lap or somebody talks to me about it. And you know that you're getting those guidances
Yeah.
to learn a little more about it and to step into discovering more about that. So, Rachel, did you have the same impact of watching the Gaia information about the Harmonic Egg?
Yeah, well, I've been a musician all my life and very fascinated by the voice, especially. I'm a singer,
Yeah.
and the healing effects of the voice. And during a certain time when we were all confined to our spaces, I started to discover sound healing, which I didn't actually know existed. I think I've always been a sound healer, but to really understand the science behind it was really fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to observe more my students and their thoughts and how that was linked to their voice. And as they began to change their thoughts and their belief systems and become more confident in themselves, their voice started to come out more, and any of the imbalances that was happening started to just even itself out on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually found the Quantify and
Hmm.
I wanted it, and then mom ended up getting it, and then yeah, I saw Gaia as well, and it all just aligned. It's like we were just on the same path.
Absolutely. And we know that sound frequency and light frequency is the medicine of the future. It is what feeds the cells. It's what the cells understand. Because I know from doing sound therapy myself and doing the training for that and being a facilitator as a trainer for others, you we're not just a meat suit with organs. Every single organ in our body has its own unique frequency. It vibrates at different frequencies. And I always used to use the analogy that if you're listening to an orchestra and the violin section starts to play out of tune, eventually the entire orchestra is going to play out of tune because one instrument is playing out of tune. And that's what happens into our own physical body. So being able to transmit those frequencies on the level that the cells understand brings the vibration back up so that it can attune back to its true frequency.
Exactly.
And this is what's exciting about future medicine in sound and light therapy.
Yes.
It's very, very exciting. So I have a friend that's very interested in the spooky too, which is very interesting that you brought that up also, because again, that's frequency and sound.
Yes.
So
Right.
was it the Harmonic Egg that brought you from Peterborough to Ottawa?
Yes. Yes, because originally I wanted to open one in Peterborough, but the population is just a little too small, I think, to really, you know, build up a fairly good
Support
practice
it, yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
So I
And
left my practice, and here I am.
so you closed your practice down, you sold your home, and you moved to snowy Ottawa to to start this business. Now I understand that you have two Harmonic Eggs. You have one at home and you
Yes.
have one at the studio that you have on Carling Avenue,
On,
correct?
yes,
On what, sorry?
on Carling Avenue.
Carling
Yes.
Avenue, yeah. So which one came first?
May.
May. She was the first to land.
Our baby May. It's I am spelled backwards.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's very, very cool. And how did you acquire her? So was it a long wait? Was it just a case of I want one and one showed up? Does it come pre-assembled, or is there a whole process in being able to calibrate the harmonic egg?
Uh,
Well,
you
I
know,
think you can get them quicker now, but
Yeah.
when we initially put down the down payment, it was in 2021, and then we got her in November, December.
December, yeah, 5th of December, I believe, yes. And it comes in a crate, in 3 crates, and they assemble it, and it has to be,
Built.
built properly. So they have a crew that comes in, and it takes
She's made of
up to
wood.
3 days to build it.
Right.
Yes,
She's made of
yes.
wood for us so that the acoustics of the sound
Yeah,
are.
it's basically the shape of a dodecahedron. And then
Okay.
and then the frequencies of the music that come in, your body actually is more coherent to the sounds and the colors that come in. So when you're in the chair and the music is playing, whatever the intention is that has been put into the egg is it ends up doing what it
Okay.
does.
Enhancing your energy field.
Yeah.
Sorry, repeat that. Sorry, Rachel.
Enhancing your own energy field.
Yeah.
More coherence and balance
Yeah.
so that your body can go into a meditative state so that you can heal and repair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The autonomic nervous system, vagus nerve, digestion, rest, takes you out of fight or flight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in experience 2 sessions, which I'll share in a moment. But so when somebody comes into you, when they book a session, what are the steps that you go through to determine the frequencies that you're going to use for that person? Because they're individual based on what their needs are, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there's an intake form that they will fill out. There's one that we do online, but then there's a more detailed one that we give to them, and that gives us a chance to talk with the client and get a better understanding of how long they've had the issues for, what
Yeah.
might have caused it or triggered it, or what does trigger it. I'm really interested in the emotional aspect of it. I like to get to the root cause of it,
Yeah.
not just symptoms. I like to, that became my own obsession with my own life, is understanding why certain things trigger me and how I can adjust that with my belief systems and create a different reality for myself by aligning with a more positive belief. And then my body will align to that.
Mm-hmm. I am totally 100% in alignment with you. Being an emotions coach that supports people on changing their subconscious programming, on working with limiting belief and directing the subconscious to learn new positive habits within the body, and understanding how sound, color, and light all intertwines with that. I'm totally on board with where you're at, Rachel. That's amazing. That's why when you first said, I think I know you. Maybe it's just that we've got that kind of match in what we are both pursuing. And for you, Carrie, being doing what you did before with osteopathy and with massage therapy, you directly get your hands on to somebody's body, and sometimes I know doing that, you are able to sense and feel sometimes what somebody else can't sense and feel, and know what needs to shift in a way for them to be able to get out of pain, get out of stress, get out of suffering, whatever that might be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I listen to what they say, and I just let my intuition take me to wherever it needs to be. And I do agree with the emotional thing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It all starts with that, really. You know, the body is holding so much. Any of the density within the body is holding basically emotion, density, emotion. And what we want to do is find that and gently allow it to release and bring the body back to homeostasis. Body.
Absolutely. And it's very, very cool. So once somebody fills in that intake form and you direct them to the egg, so then you determine through, I know you have different frequencies and that you can go to. So you then determine the frequency, the sound, and the light combination that is required for that session.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on what areas of the body, what chakra um, energy centers need the most energy or balance, will pick the colors based on that, and the music as well. And the
right.
music, it doesn't just target that one area. Instruments, there's different instruments in the pieces, and they affect different areas. So didgeridoo is for your root, and your has the earth element. So we can
Mm-hmm.
look at that kind of thing too. If you have an imbalance in your earth, or water, air, fire, um, yeah.
Yeah. The heart, piano, harp, that type of thing affects the harp or the heart.
Yeah. Basically, the lower the frequencies, the lower the chakra. The
Yes.
higher frequencies, the higher the chakra.
And the
Right.
music made with pure integrity. All the music that is brought in, it's not compressed music, so it's pure, and it is the intention that's been put into the music as well. They actually have to be high vibing people to make it.
Yeah.
We have a frequency of love piece that was part of it was recorded in a church in France. I don't remember
Wow.
the name of the church, but the acoustics, everything is within this. They also have a group of people in several different in all, like, I can't remember the number of languages, but several different languages saying I love you in those languages that is put into this music. Whales and dolphins.
Nature sounds,
Yeah.
mantras.
Yeah.
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 So my next question, each time somebody comes, is the frequency level altered, or is it always the same intensity? Is it something that you can dial up the amount of times, or is it something that is just the music that shifts the frequencies?
Do you mean the volume of the sound?
No. So what I mean is, so each time somebody comes, so let me say the first session, let's use a dial as an indicator. So if they come for their first session, is it on a lower dial because maybe they've never experienced it before, and then each time they come, the dial's moved up? Or is it just simply by filling in these forms that the music and frequency is already set and chosen that way?
The first session is always an autonomic nervous system reset, and there are multiple pieces of music that are ANS resets, but some of them target different areas. Basically, they're just more calming, and they're there to activate your parasympathetic nervous system.
Right.
But people will, we really have to assess each time a person comes in what we're going to do. We may do an ANS reset 2 or 3 times if somebody comes in and we can see that there's a lot of stress and anxiety or an issue that, you know, like if they've had a hard time with their first session. So we want to dial it back and give them the space to grow into whatever is needed within their
Right.
within their sessions. So
Okay. And is there a required space between each session?
7 days. You don't want to come in before 7 days, and you don't want to let it go much longer than 30 days because
Okay.
at 30 days we have to do another ANS reset.
Yeah.
And really, what if you're working on something like an illness, or I should, yeah, basically, if you're working on anything, what you want is 4 to 10 sessions, basically, and you want to come in once a week for that.
Okay.
And then then you know, to just reset and relax, that's maybe once a month.
Okay. Now, once you've had an energy session done with the light and sound frequency from the harmonic egg, is there a requirement that people have to not continue with other energy sessions directly after or within a time period of having a session with the harmonic egg?
Yes.
Yes.
That was perfect.
You want to give that, whatever you're, if you're doing other energy work, you want to give that time to settle in your system.
Integrate the
It's the
treatment.
integration. It can be a lot on your system to go through a
Yeah.
lot of energy work, and people don't realize that. I tried it. I had to test it because, you know, I'm like, you tell me something, but I need to see for myself why.
Yeah.
Twice for me.
Yeah. We
Oh,
learned our lesson.
yeah.
And you go
It's
into that little mini healing crisis, don't you, where everything seems to come up at once, and you may get the cold symptoms, the runny nose, the headache, and you think that, or you know, the deep grieving that people have, and like, what the hell happened to me? So, what was your experience from testing it?
headache, a very intense headache, and I just slept a lot. I had no, your body just, you need to be away from everyone, and at least that was my experience.
Yeah, yeah. I think I waited 3 days and had a session, and I ended up with a headache as well, and not feeling well. And yeah, same thing.
You need to drink a lot of water
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for every
water,
session, so it's
electrolytes.
dehydrating.
Yeah. So once the session's completed, that's something that you provide everybody, isn't it? You give them the electrolytes to be able to. And what's the benefit of electrolytes after you've had a harmonic session?
To hydrate your cells.
Yep, it replenishes. There's a bit of sea salt in there, some vitamin C and electrolytes. Yeah,
Okay.
helps you to hydrate
And
Yeah.
and
detox whatever your
detox, of
body is
course.
letting go of.
Yeah.
Because it will, yeah, everybody's symptoms are different. You
Yeah.
could have emotional release, you could
Mhm.
have physical release via your digestive system is letting things go,
Yeah.
whatever stuck essentially needs to be eliminated from the body in some way.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've heard from several people that have been to the Harmonic Egg that have gone from, oh my gosh, that was amazing, I felt X, Y, and Z, to, oh my gosh, I didn't feel anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And have you experienced that where somebody's gone in and said, I didn't feel anything at all?
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
had that for myself. I've had multiple sessions where I definitely feel the shifts. And then there's been a couple where I was like, I don't know if I have. and then after I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an energetic thing, and you don't really know what you're looking for every time, and every session is completely different. And
Mm-hmm.
depending on how much density is in the body, you may not feel it the first time, but if you come every week,
Oh, yeah.
something will start to shift.
Okay. I know for myself, I've had 2 sessions now, and the very, very first session that I had, I was extremely excited to try it. Because again, coming from that sound therapy and sound frequency and working with crystal singing bowls and color and everything else, my first experience of it was the time went, first of all, very, very quickly. The hour went very, very quickly, but I actually felt like I was being stuck with a pin. Like I feel like I was being pricked in my arm or prick in my leg or a prick in my hip. But I have something going on with my right hand. I can't bend my thumb. And my right hand felt like cement. It became very, very, very dense in the feeling. Now, I had the electrolyte drink. I came away and it's like, wow, that was really cool to feel those pickies, that I call them. I knew I felt something. Now, I came again last month, or was it the beginning of this month? Time's going all over the place. But anyway, I had a second session. And the second session that I had, twice throughout the session, I felt like my internal system was on fire. Like I had a huge power surge go through my entire body where my body was heating up on the inside, and then it would calm right down. And then it happened a second time where actual beads of sweat were starting to roll off my forehead because I'd heated up so much from the inside. And it's like, that is really cool. I don't know what happened, what took place, but for me, it's like, that's really cool. And then I've had other people that have said, no, they haven't experienced anything. And somebody else who said it was 5 to 10 days afterwards when they noticed something wasn't bothering them anymore.
Exactly. You don't know what
Yeah.
you're looking for
Yeah.
sometimes. There's
Yeah.
there's layers to healing. And sometimes we're just looking at symptoms that are just the surface of all these other things underneath it that need to come up first.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And often we have people coming in and saying, I have nothing wrong. I just want to experience the egg. And so we have to make a choice of what music to choose just based on that. And then suddenly they're like, oh yeah, I've got fibromyalgia and I've got this and I've got that. I'm allergic to cats and okay.
Right.
So I think people, I've had a few people that didn't realize why we needed to do the case history, the intake form. And then when we sit down as well, we really get a feeling for the person as well as you're sitting there talking. Then it starts to come up. What's really needed here? Is it
Mm-hmm.
emotion, physical? Is it, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, most people wouldn't know what to expect unless you've been in that field of doing energy work or sound or musician or any of that. Perhaps they've never had an experience of that before. So it's like, well, I don't know what to share. And people very often are very protective of what they want to put on the list and say, I have this or experiencing this, this, and this. So, and I know from doing sound therapy, that it works to help with, like you've said, anxiety and stress, and any mental clarity. And what other things does the harmonic egg, besides when you take that history, is it going to help correct? Is it right across the board that it will eventually correct everything, or does it generally work on the central nervous system and the central nervous system brings the body back into balance?
Well, we're not allowed to diagnose or give,
Or say that it's going to heal you from everything. We're just
exactly.
not
Yeah.
allowed to say that
Yeah.
because we're not doctors.
I get that.
But there have been people who have healed from serious illnesses. But I would always say that it's a combination of so many different things. You can't just expect the egg is going to do everything because, one, you are doing it. You have to be willing to change your habits, change
Yes.
the way that you eat, change what, yeah, all these things that people think that this is just going to
Mm-hmm.
magically heal them. But what it's going to do is alter your perception of your reality, because you'll be in a more clear space, because the ego doesn't make great decisions when you're in a state of fear
Yeah.
or flight or stress. Then you're just looking for the easy way out.
Right.
So once you are in alignment with your higher self, then you're able to see more options and see from a different standpoint, from a greater point of view, what
Mm-hmm.
the right choices might be, and be able to be more um, in your body, because your body is telling you everything all the time. A lot of people don't think that they have some illness is going on, but it's there. And so if you become more aware of what your body is telling you, what not to eat or
Mm-hmm.
what not to do, or what is toxic for you, then yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the egg does when you are in a state of peace and relaxation.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I mean, I repeatedly said in different things, we've effectively tuned ourselves out from our own internal guidance system.
Exactly.
And it's not until you get a slap up the side of the face, perhaps, or something that jolts you back, that you start to become aware of maybe signals that have been happening to you for a long period of time. So the harmonic egg is something that can be incorporated into a health and wellness regime, such as making sure you drink enough water, a healthy diet, making sure you do something to be able to bring your physical body back into a state of harmony and balance. And like you said, it's not the be all and fix all, it's just part of that
Part of the journey.
continual level of awareness that we are responsible for our own health and well-being, and this is part of that process.
Exactly.
Well said.
Yeah. So how long have you been in Ottawa at Carling location,
We just opened in January.
and how is that going?
It's great. We love it. We love the community. And yeah, we're really looking forward to meeting more people.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. And I know that the first month you had offers on, and February you did for Valentine's. You did the offer on Valentine's. So these offers, is it something that will be offered throughout the year, or is it just special occasions? Or if somebody wanted to book a full block of 12 sessions, is it something that there is a reduction in price? And what is your normal price that you charge?
So a normal session is 125, and we have a Trinity package for 3 sessions, and that's 333. And we also have a 10 pack that's 900, and a subscription, a monthly subscription that we're doing that's $99 per session. As long
Right.
as you get to one a month, you can also do up to 4 in the month. But yeah, right now we've decided to do, for anybody who watches this, we're going to give a session for $99.
Excellent. So do they need to say that they saw the video on Rebels Compass to be able to? That is fantastic.
We have yeah, let's make Rebels Compass is the code.
There you go.
You're going to put in the notes when you book your session, just say Rebels Compass. And we'll
That
deduct
is fantastic. Yeah, that is great. I know for me, it's going to be something that I add to my health and wellness routine. Because as you and I mentioned before we got on camera, when you're experiencing sound as a facilitator, you experience it very different when you're receiving it. So to be in that meditative state, to receive those sound frequencies is something that goes in a lot deeper. And I'm just very, very excited for the new medicine in sound therapy and light therapy that is starting to pick up momentum around the world. To me,
Mhm.
that's very, very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe in the higher self, and I believe that we are light beings, and I believe that our bodies have to adjust and become lighter so that we can integrate more of our higher self. And that's what I believe the egg is here to do. It's to raise the frequency of the physical body so that we can hold more of our light.
Yeah. I love that. So before we go, is there anything that you would really like to share to anybody that is curious about trying the harmonic egg, that perhaps has never tried it before, but has seen your Instagram posts or seen some other post? What would you say to that person?
That's what I would have said.
There
That
you
was my
go.
last word. That was my last hurrah.
All right, there
But
you go.
Come try it. Try it at least once.
I would say, yeah, have an open mind and expect the unexpected, because you really never know what kind of experience you're going to have in there. We've had people, including myself, have visuals where you see a shaman opening your crown chakra, you see ancestors come in, because the energy within the egg is so high that that's where you're able to have those encounters. It's so much easier to communicate with other dimensions.
Yeah, you're instantly creating that sacred space.
Yep.
Because I
So yeah,
know, Carrie, you've done a prayer or a type of prayer or opening ceremony for people
Yes.
when they go into the egg.
Yes, we make an intention. Okay, so then we just bring in the frequencies and we make the intention. We've figured out what the person needs, what you want, and then we just bring it in, and then we ask that that we be protected and that anything that's not needed be sent to the violet fire for transmutation.
Right.
Give gratitude. Yeah.
Yeah. This is fantastic. And I'm very grateful for you coming on and sharing a little bit more information so that we can get the word out to people, even if they only come and try it once. At least come and try it. If you're looking to gift somebody that may be experiencing anxiety or stress or has something going on in their life right now that they need to rebalance their physical body, or to calm down that mental stress, or connect to an emotion that may have been trapped for a very long time, that would be a catalyst for change for them, I highly recommend connecting with Carrie and Rachel to book a session with the Harmonic Egg. For me, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I will be having more sessions in the future. So I want to thank you again, ladies, for being here. And the reminder I want to say to everybody is, please share this video. You never know who needs to hear it. You never know who's been curious about wondering what this harmonic egg thing is really about. And remember, when you book your session, mention Rebels Compass and you will get your session for $99, which is phenomenal. And it's a wonderful gift. And I do highly recommend that you try it and experience it for yourself. So again, ladies, I want to thank you very much for joining me here on Rebels Compass. And we will get this out and share the information and have people connect and let them know Rebels Compass was the code word, and they can get their $99 session. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I appreciate you as always, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye for now.